Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Owlboy. So we're kind of struggling through this section because we have a little bit of a new enemy that I can't really get rid of. And so I'm gonna go the wrong direction here and see if here's yet a new enemy. It's some kind of pollen thing. And can I do anything with it? Apparently not. This is like a wind. And these things do hurt me. Something. They make me dizzy or they cause me damage. Can I just burn these? Yeah, I can. So here's how you do get rid of the plants, is just burn them. And as long as I have that flame lit by holding down the trigger, it seems like I can do anything. I can get rid of everybody. Now this is one of those temples that might use a coin, so I found a coin. We'll see if this insert to this coin does something. Apparently one coin goes into one temple. Well, maybe. Seems like a computer. I was not expecting nothing to happen. Okay. That's strange. So without the game really telling us, and the game has not been shy about telling us things, it seems we're gonna have to collect all the coins to beat the game and put them in all the temples. That's my guess. There may be only 5 or 6 in total, so it probably isn't going to be as annoying as it could be. We can burn some more plants. Clearly we're using the plant burning mechanic. Of course, taking on enemies and burning plants at once is gonna prove to be slightly difficult. And some of them I can't reach. So if I was going for full destruction of all the plants, which I don't know why I'd specifically be doing this. I'll have to make a few shots. And what storyline wise, we're going towards the floating continent. And here's the guy again. The floating continent. Greatest of the owl's homes. The machines produced here were the finest the world has ever seen. For the first time, owl technology surpassed the capabilities of life itself. There seemed to be no end to the heights the owls could reach. So says the Book of Nocte. I wonder if I have chosen the right path. And see, this cloak guy seems like it's just me from the future, an Owlboy from the future. But Owlboy doesn't speak, so that would be a little interesting. Was that an acquaintance of yours? Nope. He sure knows his owl history, though. And it seems like he's following us. If he's got anything to do with the attack on Advent, I'll make him pay next time. Let's grab him. So I must have lost my pirate hat when I died. But the most important task is to get back the last relic before Maelstrom does. So we're going to enter the second of potentially three, maybe four. Four temples. Let's see. We look here, and I guess we'd have to find a coin to know if we even are gonna find coins in this section. Did I just light that with my fire? I think I did. Okay guys, I'm not a huge fan of dark caves, and I've heard of meat-eating gnats thrive in these parts, but it's the only way forward. I stand ready with my musket, Master Getty. It's not much, but it may provide some light. Thanks, Alphonse. That'll have to do. So there are meat-eating gnats, apparently. And that's like a fruit that is lighting the way for us, so we'll just intentionally spam it. And see, here's the problem. I don't have a freaking clue what's going on. Like, not an idea. I don't know if there's enemies around. I don't know if there's spikes. Like, I don't know if I'm taking damage really that much. It seems like there are spikes, but they don't seem like they're really hurting me. I should just try and fly into a spike for the fun of it. There you go. What if we instead grab this and use this? I gotta consume that now. Oh, when I consumed it, I got very brightly lit. Interesting. Seriously? Is that what we needed to light up the entire place? Alright, well, I'll take that as a good thing and just not really complain about the silliness that we just had to endure for no real reason. There's just too much of this happening. Way too much. And I still missed. Man. It's hard to maintain your life. The enemies are too close together. They all have projectile weapons. They can fire faster than you can half the time. You need a musket. all kinds of things. That opened the door that I didn't even know was there. Did we need a creepy skeleton? And I guess now that we've collected something, we're in the floating continent jungle, which I will take as a note to indicate that there probably is some things to collect. Like, there's probably things to collect everywhere. And if half of them are killing creatures in areas, it does kind of feel like I'm gonna end up going through every single area twice. But is that the final artifact? So we're gonna get it instead of Maelstrom? Good. That'll give us something new to interact with and use. The captain will be pleased when we bring him this relic. Hurry, nab it, and let's skedaddle. Alright. Whoa, what's going on? This time at least I do see the artifact. Arg, you must have rustled it somehow. I'm gonna get out of here before you screw everything up. Hey, wait up. See, this kind of feels like mosquitoes or wasps or something. Just make sure that that is intentionally blocked away. Let's see. We could talk to one of these before. Afternoon, sir. Seems like the fish just talk to you. Okay. And I can burn a few of these for whatever that's worth. I guess it was necessary to show that these enemies existed and how to deal with them in the light, so then we could get back to the darkness, so the game could really mess around with that element. And I guess the lock mostly does I guess the lock usually does a decent job of telling you if you need to fire on something or not. And the more tiki torches that we find, I guess the more we can light. So I guess we should take the high road. Like, these elements and ideas, like, they make sense in a different type of game. They just don't really connect to an idea of playing as an owl. Like, But I guess on a certain level that would be the idea too, is that you don't want Mario to just have to do plumbing things. You would prefer if Mario could go to the Mushroom Kingdom and fight dinosaurs called Bowser. So regardless of how silly Owlboy might be in the first part, we don't have to fully focus on just that element. Wait, I need to get in an area like this just to... Oh, that was lucky. That was really, really lucky. Let's just run. We're about to die anyways. See, oddly, it does kind of still feel like the musket is the better tool for the job. Maybe I can use the occasional instance in which I can use the other weapon. It really feels like we should just be able to shoot these out of the ground and then immediately pick them up. Like, bring these guys over here. Seems like you kind of need to shoot him with the green one first, and then get them with your the shotgun shell. And this certainly feels like one of those areas where you need to kill everybody just in case. And how long does that last? Interesting. Yeah, honestly, the currency should just be... Well, the problem with flying through rings to refill your health would then make the rings have to refill so little of your health that it doesn't matter. Or it would have to be a system of health that you are not used to seeing in video games, where it could just be infinitely overpowered to something along the lines of like 400 or 500% of your health. But that would be terrible. Like, you're always flying around, you can get your health up to 10,000 times what it should be, and in that process you would potentially need to get your health up that high just to ensure you could beat certain bosses. Even there have been some instances very much like that where bosses are doing more damage than I felt like they should be. And when I eat something different, I don't lose my glow, but it does eventually go away. And we've got one of these. And we don't want to use our shotgun until it's absolutely necessary. But see, in this boss fight, they've also made them easier to deal with. I don't think using a shotgun here would even really help. I think this really is just more of a matter of flying in circles and hitting them. We're in the dark again. And I assume the idea here is that there's nothing else. What did I just die on? Well, I'm running into things, so I think I'll take this opportunity to leave. It's like a lantern. It's a old-fashioned lantern creature. So do I need him to come really close to this? Pretty close. It seems redundant to do that, considering we had already an element of a thing like that in the explosive nut things, whatever those were. Apparently I can grab that guy too. We had an explosive shell nut creature that we saw and we dealt with to solve a couple puzzles, and then we never used it again. Make sure these fools don't get through here. No problem. This and this, and I guess we'll take this and eat it, and here we go. And if this adds any real health to me, I don't think it does. Apparently, these guys don't like let's see. That didn't work. So what are we missing? maybe we're coming down this way. I guess we are. Alright. I think we can do that. Fly this way. Burn. There we go. Are we still in the jungle, by the way? Yes, and we've collected and these metal ones have armor that I need to spin around, which the spin mechanic, let's not forget that exists as easily as the game seems to. Doesn't seem like there's anything else over here, which is a little odd. Whatever. Take out this character, irritate these guys, and then see if one shot would kill them all, and then fail at that, so hope that doesn't end up killing me. Alright, more health needed. It's getting boring now, you know? It feels like seeing just a collection of levels instead of a connected, considered, well thought out gameplay area. I guess I'll go this way. As far as I can go, which was not very far. And when we look at like how much we've collected, it's either like there's only 78 more elements to even get. I'm killing a lot of creatures in this level and not getting a lot of rewards for it. And these guys can just be killed. That's nice. No. So burning things, generally not worth your time. Killing creatures, generally not worth your time, but sometimes worth your time. So you kind of have to do it. Damage is really high. I would much prefer an increase in defense over an increase in health at this point. Let's see. If I light this, then that's fine, but I don't think that was what I needed anyways. Again, you cowards, you absolute cowards, you'll pay for what you've done. Rarg. What crawled up the green guy's butt? He seems really mad for some reason. Who cares? Just alert me the second I get through the door. I don't have time for any more distractions. Will do. And more food. Like, we need some better food. Clearly. Or it would be nice if some of these water things turned out to be spas, and if I just stood in them long enough they would refill my health, like a hot spring, the hot spring did in the main area. So clearly we need to get through here on the right. We still aren't getting a map. I don't think we're ever gonna get it. Looking at how long it's taken and how much the game has been stretched out, there was easily an hour of mostly dialogue and in-game cutscenes in between the Owl Temple and this temple, when at best I would have wanted 20 minutes in between them, and the story would have certainly worked that way too. But they felt the need to have Advent be attacked. They felt the need to kind of start us over from the beginning again. And by adding that element, they've stretched the game out in a very bad way. It shows the game is too thin and that there's not enough actual content in it. And that's certainly what I'm feeling. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.